and that is the best peanut butter recipe for peanut butter cookies. Or that is the you know what I mean. It's
Yeah,
the best cookies I've ever had.
heard that.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the Faded Podcast. Hitting you up on another. What is today? Oh, whoa. Okay, so today is I can't even say it for real. Wisdom Wednesdays.
Yeah, when's the yeah?
So today is Wisdom Wednesday. So yeah, we're
It's
gonna try
funny
to
that
flip
you
this
even
one
say
then.
that.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm trying to get it out. I can't do Wisdom Wednesdays.
Wisdom Wednesdays.
I had to prepare myself. I had to prepare myself to say it. All right, bro. So let's talk about it then. What were you reading? And let's go straight into it. And yeah,
Okay,
let's
so
talk about it.
so not recently, a few months ago, I started reading the Bible. But I started from the beginning, and
Hmm.
I came across Judges,
Hmm.
um, and it was a very interesting story that caught my ear
Yeah.
because I heard of this person, um,
Hmm.
and I didn't know anything about it. The reason why I
Hmm.
knew is the movies that they had, Samson,
Right. Right.
and for some reason it just like I kind of like my ear opened up a little bit, you know what I mean, than usual,
Hmm.
and
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it was a very interesting story, very very interesting.
Hmm.
So just help me out.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Samson.
basically, Samson
Right.
was a man that God gave him the gift of strength.
Hmm.
Um, and I guess that strength came from his hair.
Yep.
Um,
Absolutely.
and it was just a story of Samson and the stuff that he did and
Hmm.
the things he did
Yeah.
wrong,
He.
and
Right.
he ended up losing his hair and losing his strength, and the enemies that that wanted to kill him. Um, very very graphic. They took his eyes out,
Yeah. They blinded him.
and
Yep. Absolutely.
yeah, and then he was praying to God, just
Hmm.
for that little bit of strength,
Yeah.
and he ended up killing thousands, including himself.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah. It was a rough story.
yeah,
That was a rough story.
I want to go back and you know
And
and
revisit it.
revisit it. Because that's just
Hmm.
like a little rough draft. Um,
Right. Right. Right.
but
Right.
I thought that was a very interesting story.
Yeah, man. It that story is tragic, and it's tragic for a couple of reasons. Because you have we're talking about a time where the people of Israel were like, God, we need a king. We need a king, and they're hot off the heels of coming out of bondage, and they're praying to God for this king, and they get commandments instead. Right? God says, "I'm your king. You don't need a king. You have me." And God gives them commandments, and they cannot, for the life of them, keep these commandments.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter. Like they're doing all kind of weird stuff, and God decides, okay, I will bring judges into the land. And that's where that name comes from.
Mm.
And Samson is one of those judges. He's one of those people who come into play and is supposed to keep things accordingly. Well, you see how that works out,
Yeah.
right?
And you know what's funny? Because the people, because
Mm,
I remember, and I think it was this. They were when he gave them the commandments. They were like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, we got it. We'll do it.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 we
Get
got
to
it.
work.
Listen, we got this. We're gonna do whatever you say." And
Right.
couldn't do it.
No.
Couldn't do it.
And that's the sad part about it.
Couldn't do it.
And Samson himself, like,
Yeah, couldn't do it.
is he just couldn't hold to it. He could not hold to it, and it goes to show that the walk that we take is not it's not a light trip to the store.
Yeah,
You know what
even
I'm
the people
saying?
who are
Appointed.
choice, yeah, chosen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're appointed to, be the figureheads of these
do it.
this time
And I
period.
and I think
They can't even hold to
and I
it.
think it's this world. Like once, because remember we have everybody has like feelings, emotions. It's the
Hmm.
heart.
Yeah,
So once your heart is like when they see like especially this world and people, it'll change you. You know what I mean? And yeah, and nobody is
sorry. I'm trying to find something specific.
heard.
I'm trying to find something. No, I apologize. I'm trying to find something. Go ahead.
Yeah,
You were saying.
yeah. And I think it's hard, especially living in this world and being around people. Because I personally think that people change people. So
I agree.
people
I
change people
definitely agree.
for better or for worse. If you're gonna hang out with people who are bad, you're probably gonna end up being a bad person or doing
Yeah.
bad things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the Bible says that bad company corrupts good
Right,
morals.
right. So
Absolutely.
um,
There's a
and a lot of things has to do with it too, like being heartbroken, not getting what you want, jealousy.
yeah.
All that. It, like I said, that's why God said, don't. Your heart is the that's
Hmm.
it'll mess you up. It'll mess you up.
Desperately wicked,
Yeah,
man.
desperately
It's
wicked.
desperately wicked.
Yeah, and everybody. I can't say a lot of people. Everybody. They, you know.
Yeah, we all fall into
Yeah,
that
we all
trap.
fall into that trap.
That's not a that's not a but yeah, this story of Samson, right? He grows up and there are things that he's told not to do. There are things that he's told not to do, right? He's not supposed to touch dead things like dead carcasses, right? I think one point on that topic, at one point he ends up eating honey, which is strange. It's real. I should look it up. It's strange. So
Wasn't it in a carcass?
he yeah, it was honey in the carcass.
I remember that. Yeah. See, that's
There's a
that's
dead
that's
lion,
that's why I have to go
and
back and read it because it's like
yeah,
once you start talking about it, and I'm remembering stuff now. But yeah,
yeah, the Bible is wild.
yeah, the
The
Bible's
Bible is
wild. Yeah,
wild.
yeah.
But the thing that most people on a surface level remember is him getting his hair cut. That's the biggest thing
Yeah, that
about
was the biggest
Samson that
thing. Yeah.
people would remember. Him getting his hair cut, supposedly by somebody he cared for, and the betrayal, and being stabbed in the back. He had his hair cut. Then he was handed over to his enemies. Delilah is probably the worst name you can name your daughter, because it'll instantly take people back to that. And because of this happening in the Bible, like as soon as you hear that name, you're like, oh, or Jezebel. Jezebel and Delilah are probably two names that you don't hear nowadays because of what happened in the Bible.
I heard Lilith is a bad name too.
Lilith is, yeah, but it's not for a biblical reason.
Mm,
Lilith is just, I guess, the mythos around Lilith. Like she's supposed to be somebody's wife, or I I don't like, I've heard about it, but I stopped caring.
mm,
So I kind of deleted most of that information. I had it at one point. I could tell you who Lilith was, but she's not important biblically.
heard.
A lot of people believe that that's Adam's second wife. Like, Adam had two wives and Lilith is the other wife. And she's not, or she's God's wife or something like that. Asherah, sorry, not Lilith. Asherah, people believe Asherah is God's wife, and Lilith is supposed to be Adam's second wife. Like the Bible would cut those things out and just leave out the fact that God has a wife. Why would the Bible cut that out? As much as the Bible speaks about God, you would think that if there was a mother God out there, it would be in the Bible at least once. It is not. But people like to read into things and add that kind of stuff to it. But yeah, Jezebel, Delilah, Lilith, just bad names to name your kid. But yeah, she shaved him, handed him over, and now he's chained up. They took out his eyes. You know what I'm saying? They chained him up, and now he's prisoner in an enemy camp in an enemy stronghold, and he can't get out. He has no strength whatsoever. I mean, this was like, Marvel level strength, like, Marvel character level strength gone, all because his hair was shaved. And now he's behind enemy lines and he prays. And this is the authentic story of the Christian, right? This is the authentic story of the Christian. Like, we fall down and you immediately turn to God and he comes through. But he does not take the consequences from you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not like he prayed to God and God was like, you know what, I got you. Gave him instant long hair, pulled him out, and he lived a happy life. No. These are things God told you to stay away from, right? God is telling you, hey, stay away from this stuff. You don't need these things. These things will kill you. And here we are. He doesn't listen. And now he's blind. He has no power. He's stuck in enemy territory inside of a dungeon
Yeah.
or inside of a coliseum or some kind of like open space where I think it was a coliseum
Just because you don't
where
want to
there were a
listen.
bunch of people. So yeah, God came through. God definitely came through for him. Got him out and he died.
He died.
And that's the end of his story.
Yeah.
That is the end of his story. And it's more for us, it's more of a cautionary tale. It's more of a cautionary tale. You don't want to be Samson.
Yeah. You don't want to be
Because
him.
even all the strength and all that kind of stuff is great. But you do not want to be Samson. You do not want to die wishing that you would have done the things that God told you to do. You don't want that regret.
That's crazy. They,
And
they
I
took
mean
his
that
sight. That's crazy.
yeah.
I couldn't even imagine.
They took I think they took hot brass and blinded him,
Mm.
burned his eyes shut. Crazy.
Yeah.
I all of that.
So basically,
But I
do
mean
what God says.
yeah. I mean, lean on him. Like, he knows better than you do.
Yeah. He knows. He knows everything. He knows what's gonna happen. So
He told Samson not to do those things specifically because it would lead him down this path, this very path. And then when Samson repented, what did God do? God didn't throw it in his face because he could have easily done that, right?
yeah.
This is God we're talking about. He's like, I know what you're going to do anyway, but here you go. I think that's the issue with a lot of people. They say, oh, God knows everything, so it's not free will. God still let him make his own choices.
Yeah.
He made all his own choices.
Yep.
Samson did what he wanted. Even though God came to him at the beginning and was like, don't do this. Samson made his own choices. But God didn't throw it in his face. God didn't say, oh, you know what? This is on you, fam. You did that to yourself. I told you not to.
Yeah. So it's like
God
it's
still
like
bailed him
it's
out.
like yo fam, don't go down this alley. You were gonna get shot. And you go down the alley,
Right.
and then after like you get mad at me. It's like nah, fam. I just told you not to go down there.
Right.
I just told
just,
I just told you not to go down the alley.
just
You're about to get
told
shot.
you not to go down there. So now I'm
I heard
gonna call
I
the
heard
ambulance.
gunshots. I heard gunshots. I told you not to go down there.
Right. I'm gonna call the ambulance now. I'm gonna put pressure on this wound,
Yeah.
and we're gonna keep you from dying.
Yeah.
But you're still gonna have to feel this. Like, I'm not taking this away from you. You're still gonna have to feel
Right.
this. And that's us.
Yeah. It's
When you
us.
look at these judges, you see just how human they are. Another one of the judges, I forgot his name. Lord help me. I forgot his name, but he ended up offering his daughter as a sacrifice. He said, Lord, I'm a sacrifice the next thing that darkens my doorstep. Unlucky for him, it was his child. That was one of the other judges. Like it gets wilder and wilder. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the things that we do as human beings will mess up a lot of stuff that we can't see, stuff that we don't even know is happening in the background. It'll take a lot of stuff off the board. We just have to be careful of how we move, how we operate, and we have to operate in faith. We have to operate with God. When we do that, the plan will go as God wants it to, and we'll be good. We'll be okay. It would be different if Samson was going through something that God was like, okay, I want to prove to the people how powerful I am through you. So I'm going to have something happen and you're going to knock it out. You're going to knock it out the box. Just trust in me and you'll be fine. That's different. Like the story of the walls of Jericho, where God made them. He didn't have them go in and attack the walls of Jericho, which would have been silly. You know what I'm saying? These walls are pretty much impregnable, but they have God. You know what I'm saying? So you would think, just at first glance of the story, oh, God's going to retake the city. He's going to attack these walls. That's how he's going to do it. No, he had them walk around the city. He had them march around the city with trumpets, and the walls came down. God is not going to show up sometimes the way you think he should. He's not going to do what you think he should. This is where like in our weakness, he is strong. He does his best work when you're weak. That's basically what I'm trying to say.
Mm.
When we're at our lowest, he comes through and he does his best work. When we are incapable of doing XYZ and we let God move through us, amazing things happen. And it's reoccurring in the Bible constantly. So, what else did you discover in that story? Is there anything else
No, that was
add and throw
no,
out?
that was it. He ended up killing. He like broke pillars, and then everything came down and
Yeah,
killed everybody,
everything
and
came
it
down.
killed him too.
Yeah, that's a tragic end
Yeah, yeah,
because his sin is what brought him into that
right.
place. So his lust for women, his lust for the power that he had, like the overconfidence, like his own sin, like being disobedient, like the things that he was told not to do, he did them. Yeah, it's really a cautionary tale for us.
Yeah.
Those events took place so that we know better. But with that, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. Um, if you're new to the channel, go ahead, drop a like, drop a comment, question, and we'll definitely get back to you guys. You can find us both on TikTok, on Instagram. Hectik has a gaming channel. If you guys are interested in that in some of your free time, go check him out, go follow. And we will be back tomorrow afternoon. Well, not tomorrow. Today is Wednesday. So we'll be back on Friday. We do it every other day. Hopefully we'll get some more stuff planned out for you guys on the days that we're not here. But for now, check us out. Check us out when you can. Drop a like I said, drop a comment, and we appreciate it. You know, it means the world to us. So keep that in mind. And as I always say, Isaiah 30:21. This is the way. Walk in it.
Yes, sir.
We'll talk to you later. Be good, guys. Take care.